Yo, what's up, family? All right, my boys, let's get into this, man. For some of you guys, this is going to be a refresher. For some of you guys, this will be, something completely brand new. But one thing I tell you, man, once you learn this, man, you ain't gonna ever want to change your strategy, man. You're gonna want to trade like this for the rest of your life, especially for my GBP flow traders, man. Yo, you guys know me, man. I've been trading GBP, JPY since coronavirus. I had to leave gold. You know what I mean? So I've been trading GBP, JPY loyalty to the max 6 years now. I don't trade nothing else. Yes, I have other things on my chart, but that's just to do little breakdowns with people or when I'm doing classes or educational videos, because people feel like, oh no, my strategy only works on GJ because I only trade GJ. You know what I mean? But I'm loyal, my brother. I'm loyal. So I stay strictly with GJ. Plus, I've developed a psychological relationship with GJ. I just, it's very rare I ever feel insecure about a trade. And when I do feel insecure about the trade, I just don't trade. And it usually goes very well for me that I stay away, right? But another thing is, before we get started, yo, for 7 years, you guys have been trying to get me on Discord. I finally got on Discord, my brother. Yo, and I love it, bro. Like, I just opened this yesterday, and these little stickers over here, man. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, it's fire, bro. I got my chart setups that I'm gonna do. I got my signals, everything here, bro. I got even tickets if you guys want to have make a ticket or something about anything. But yo, this is gonna be a really solid experience, my bro. I only made it $7, bro. I don't believe in these $150 rooms that people charge. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars. They buy cars and then they use fake accounts and then they say, hey, look, I made it from trading. No, man. It'll be impossible for anybody to ever say that I'm funding a lifestyle with the Discord money, because $7, brother, even if I have 1,000 people paying me $7, I can't do nothing with $7, to be honest. But you know what, man? I do believe that I have a again, I do believe, and I do truly believe I serve a God that can multiply my $7. So you know what? Might be $7 here, but hey, my brother, it opens the door to many, many other things, brother. And that's all I care about. I'm not looking to get rich, none of that. I'm just looking to build a space where, my haters can't come in there, because my haters will never pay me $1. That's number one. Plus, Discord, you got to pay for boosts and stuff. Anyways, enough about the Discord. If you guys want to join, the link is down below. It's only $7. Promise you, the greatest thing you'll ever do. Right? But first of all, we need to understand something, right? We all know 100 million percent that if we want to be like somebody, we got to study them, correct? We got to read their books. We got to read this. We got to read that. That's exactly what I did with this strategy, man. People like Goldman Sachs right now are literally trading this right now. The junior desk traders or that trade GBP flows, they are trading exactly just like this. I'll even put a chat GPT here just so that way you guys can see, because a lot of you guys only believe in AI. And this is AI basically confirming, yes, this is exactly how junior desk traders are trading, man. They're using fixed volume range profiles. They're using these indicators, and they are using, basically support resistance, man. The markets move accumulation, distribution, manipulation, right? So why not use what we have down here, right? And let's start off by talking about the accumulation distribution indicator, right? Which is called the AD. So the AD, my boys, right? Again, markets, this is not an RSI, my boys. It's not an RSI. Markets move accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? And one thing we need to understand is, if this is how the markets move, then why not understand how we can be a part of it in a certain way, right? So what I'm trying to say is, I like using this thing because if this is how the markets move, I need to learn it. I need to understand it. I need to know when. Right? So this accumulation distribution indicator allows me to see where smart money is accumulating or distributing orders before they even actually happen. So it's like, I'm not really second guessing, but I see where the flow of the money's going. And I like to understand that. I like to be in that. Right? So now I want to give you the perfect example before I get more into it. This is exactly what I'm trying to talk about. So there are some trades that I did take, like, for example, like right over here. This was a great trade that I did take, right? We have, like, let's say, for example, a little support area over here. We have highs over here. And, we're coming back down, retracement. And this was a solid area. Now, we could have been down. We could have came down here. We could have went down. We don't know, right? But one thing that I do like is, I like that the fact is, when I use this, go in replay mode, it'll tell you. You can start to notice some things, right? So over here, notice, right? Now, you see this high? Great. I like this high. Maybe we can come to this high. We have a pullback. High, pullback. Pullback straight to the highs at this little level. We're literally right there, but notice how right here we're not. So when you start to focus, you'll notice right? So over here, this is amazing, bro. Oh gosh, sorry. This is amazing because if before this candle, you'll notice something. You'll notice that this right here is about to drop completely. It is about to drop 100% right here. And it looks like, yo, I want to get into a sell. I want to get into a sell. But look, I noticed this was not going to be a sell. I have many other confluences why. And I took the buy on this trade. Now, if I go over here, this is my main chart. You guys know I took 2 buys on this trade. And yeah, I have a signal room, yes, but I moved everybody to Discord, but this is all documented on the Telegram, right? But why would I want to take a buy here if my accumulation distribution is showing me that we're most likely going to be bearish, right? Because not only are we focused on just the accumulation distribution, but we are going to use something else called the volume profile indicator, right? So now this is what it's called, the fixed range volume profile indicator. So if I were to run, for example, from here, this like area right here, let's say for example here, notice, whoa, this yellow line. If you don't worry, if you do this wrong, it's okay. You can do it from here. It doesn't matter, bro. It fixes itself, right? But now this is what I'm looking at. So now, hey, we're bullish. We got a bullish environment, right? That's one thing that we need to understand. We're in a bullish environment. We're bullish. We need to trade. We need to trade with the trend, right? So even though the accumulation distribution is telling me bearish, I have another thing telling me that it's bullish, which is the fixed range volume profile indicator. I have many more confluences to the upside why I'm bullish, right? So if I just strictly depend on the accumulation distribution only, I'm going to find myself in a pickle, right? But I did not do that. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you guys is this is one of the most important things I've ever learned. This is the most important part of the strategy, but you cannot solely depend on it, right? Now, if I would have took the sell right over here on this rejection right over here, brother, I would have been cooked. I would have been cooked, right? Now, if I go to the next candle, what happens? Oops, there you go. Oh my gosh. Anyways, all right, so if I go to the, sorry, man, replay mode is laggy lately. I'm telling you. So notice, right? This was an aggressive, just an aggressive acute angle to the upside, right? Now, if I would have just took a sell here, man, I wouldn't have noticed. This was just a fake out. But another thing is, you got to realize, man, you got your supports and your levels of resistance, right? Notice, even though we're going to the aggressive downside, we do got a level of support down here, man. And until, hey, we're trading underneath all these lows, man, I'll be real. And then under all these lows, this is not going to be valid, right? So if I just remove all these drawings, for example, and then I come over here, I put my fixed range volume profile indicator from here to here. Actually, you know what? Let me just fix it. Let me just put it wherever I want. It's just going to fix itself from here to the downside. It's going to fix itself, right? Now, the fixed range volume profile indicator, I do want to tell you guys before we get into that whole segment is, brother, it's going to give you something. I'm going to explain this the quickest, best way possible for my ADHD people, my people who have a problem learning and stuff like that. Like me, I have a learning disability. Guys, you see this yellow line right here? This is called the point of control. This is called the point of control. Now, when you use the AD and we use the fixed volume range profile indicator, we're just going to call it the point of control, POC. The point of control, brother, I ain't gonna lie, man. My brain said draw penis. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm telling you, right? But when you use both of these, that is the greatest thing you can do as a trader. And that's coming from the words of a friend of mine. This is when you use both. This right here is the greatest thing you can do as a versus trader, right? And you use them together as confluence. So even though my, from before this was telling me, my accumulation was telling me it's probably going to drop, my point of control was telling me no, buyers are still in control, Daniel. So what I did was, I got in early. I'm not going to lie, man. I got in. It was a great trade, brother. It was a great trade, more experience. And hey, the next candle gave me a little bit confirmation, right? So even though I was not aligned with my accumulation distribution indicator in the beginning, guess what? It later on told me after a few candles, hey, look, man, you're in the greatest trade possible. And brother, it was just a super solid trade, kept going, right? Now we have other examples over here that I definitely want to show you where everything starts to align completely, perfect, right? So let's say, for example, I remove all this. And I kept going, I kept going. All right, cool. Like this is another day over here. I rode this whole market to the upside, brother. I'll be super real with you. Let's get closer to the London session. So over here, right now, we're not in session. We're not in session. We have a range. Even though we are pulling back under here, remember, we're not bearish at all. We're not bearish until we start taking all these lows, right? So we're no longer bearish over here whatsoever until we start to break some lows, break some market structure, get some pullbacks, break those, those. We're not doing that, right? Remember, we have to find some type of way over here, in order to keep going to the upside. So yes, you can expect some liquidity grabs or some pullbacks, 100%. Market's not always going to go to the upside forever. That's one thing we need to understand, right? But once we get closer to session, we start to realize something, right? Okay, cool. I'm bullish, right? So until I can get some bullish confirmation as to why I want to continue to the upside, for example, then I'll take that trade. Like right now here, this is good. I want to take this buy right here. This is a perfect buy. I took this buy, right? I know the next candle is going to be a solid W winning candle. Why? Because I know all the trades I take, man. So let's see what we got over here. Okay, cool. So we have highs breaking. We close above. We're breaking lows. So we have a pattern. We have this pattern, right? So one thing is we're going to see this pattern and then we're going to see this pattern, right? We're always going to see that. Boom. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see those patterns all the time. So focus on those patterns. So now I'm closing above here. I'm breaking all these highs. Now watch what happens when I put my accumulation distribution alongside my fixed range volume profile indicator. And then I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop focusing on the PLC. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna bring it up to you guys later. But notice something. We're trading above, man. Buyers are in control. So when the buyers are in control right over here, I'm bullish. So now that I see that my accumulation manipulation distribution indicator is telling me, hey, look, Daniel, we just broke these highs. This is a perfect buy right over here. That's a good buy. Take the buy, take the dub. Boom, there you have it right there. 55 pips right there, barely in the drawdown. You put the stop loss underneath the point of control. You're solid, brother. You're solid, right? So I'm going to avoid using the, point of control fixed range volume profile indicator right now. All right, but go straight into some examples. I want to show you some examples of some trades that I took. And then you guys are going to notice something, right? So remember when I told you guys that with this, I get to see where smart money is accumulating orders before I can actually see them. So that way I know where the flow of the market's going before it even actually happens. For example, right? So over here was the perfect example. I actually did a breakdown on this one. These are one of my live trades I did with the people. Let me just remove some of this. Yep, you'll see right here. Let's press and play. This was a perfect example. Oh, there you go. Oh no, yo, I'm telling you, bro. Trading views, weirdo. All right, here we have it, right? So, bam. All right, so let's press play in the next few candles. Over here is perfect. This is the perfect example right over here, right? So this was kind of my entry. Once I realized this here, I don't like to really remove anything, but when you take a trade on a different time frame, sometimes with the hour it just looks weird, brother. But this is where my entry was the second that we broke this high, correct? So over here, notice we have a high over here, we have a pullback, but notice here on the accumulation distribution, guys, notice here that we are breaking the highs. There you have it. So remove this. Oops. So notice how we're breaking those highs, completely solid, 100 million %. We are bullish right there. That is the greatest confirmation on the accumulation, manipulation, distribution, terminator, fair value gap destroyer indicator right there. Perfectly correct. Now let's lock in, my brothers. Boom. Look at this. We're breaking. We broke the highs. We broke market structure down here. Now look it up. We haven't broke the highs. So what is this telling me? This is telling me, hey, look, bro, they're about to push the market to the upside. We don't see that yet. But this is giving us a head start. This is giving us a head start into the market, right? So what happens? We get into the trade, we take the trade, and boom, there you have it, right? Notice how it's completely skyrocketing, and then we win this trade, right? And then, of course, hey, look, we got to a level where it's just like, hey, look, fighters back control, fighting, sellers, buyers, fighting for control. It happens, right? But if we go back in time, straight up to this entry, you'll notice something. Let's bring this out, wherever it is. you'll notice something. What do we have there, man? We have the point of control. Our buyers are in control. Remember, above this level, buyers are in control. Underneath, sellers are taking over, right? And then we have confluence down here. Remember, the greatest thing you can do is put them together. And when they go in sync, they're in symbiosis. That is the greatest confidence you can have towards the trade, man. If you lose, hey, brother, it's not gonna happen every day. It's very rare, right? But this was one of the coolest trades that I took. That was just like, this is a perfect setup. This is a perfect trade. You know what I mean? And one of my sells down here definitely was this was a, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this was a hit TP1 break even type of trade. It wasn't a full suite type of trade, not like the other, win streaks that I had. I went on a crazy run, man. I ain't gonna lie. This was a great month, man. April was a great month, man. It was a blessing of a month, brother. Promise you that. So let's get into another example over here. I want to go straight to the 1 hour. Let's make this quicker. And I want to show you my trade on Friday, man. On Friday, I took a very, very solid trade. Notice on the 1 hour, we're underneath the point of control right over here. And here, look. I'm going to show you guys a sell, actually. Let me show you guys a sell opportunity over here. So wait for this to load. Cool. I'm going to show you guys a perfect sell opportunity. So one thing is, we're in a range. What are we going to do? We're going to whip it out. We're going to whip out the fixed range volume profile indicator from this top to this bottom. What are we doing? We're bearish. Sellers are in control. Sellers are in control. If you're scared to take a buy here, good. You should be. If you're scared to take a sell, don't be worried. Remember, we have what's called the AD down there when we use them together. So what do we got to do? We got to wait right over here. We got to wait for something to be broken down here. And once we have a solid break underneath here, closure, we're solid, bro. We're super solid. But I promise you, and I guarantee you, you will see this completely go down sometimes and then whip right back up. You got to wait for the closures. Right? Note that. Put that in your brain. Sometimes it's better to wait for your closures. When you are selling, the greatest thing you can do is wait for that thing to close. Right? And then we lock in. Boom, boom, boom. Oh. Oh, it's going to happen down here. You'll see. Sellers are in control again. We got new market structure over here. Let's just call it like a little market structure. Right? Oops. So this is looking 100% bearish right now. I'm not gonna lie. Let's wait. What time is this? There we go. We're getting closer to session. Oops, damn it. Went a little too quick. But this was the drop that I was calling. Here it is. You're gonna see it right now. Bro. Oh my god. I lost my patience, bro. I completely lost my patience. My bad. All right, here. So there you have it. Notice here. Oh, look at that. Perfect. We broke it. Super solid. This is what I'm talking about. We're breaking underneath everything. We're underneath the point of control. We're breaking on this level of support. This was a beautiful freaking trade. We got to pull back. Now, there you got it. This is super good. This is a good trade, man. This was a good, solid trade. I thought it was going to happen the day before and barely got anything on it. I took about, what was this, 20, 30 pips, 37 pips right over here on the signal and then break even, correct? So this was a cool trade. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make no money on this shit. I ain't gonna lie. But some people did, right? Some people can take 25 pips and walk away. Me, I'm not gonna lie, man. When you get on a win streak, man, sometimes you're like, fuck it. I've had 5 full sweeps. Let me just wait an extra 25 pips. Maybe I get a 70 pip move. Yeah, it happens, brother. It happens. But this was a great trade. I took the trade up here, and I definitely, I really liked it, man. But a move ended up happening the day after, and as you can see over here, this was my entry, and you can see down here, we broke these lows right over here, which led me to take the sell, and it was super solid, man. But the overall move happened the day after. So that is a great example of a sell. Now let me get back to the other chart because that chart have not deleted it. Did I delete something here? No, I didn't. Okay, cool. That's my chart since 2020. I haven't touched anything. Literally, all my trades every signal ever, right there is there. Literally. Right? So now if we were to go back in time, let's say, for example, we want to go back in time, right? Over here. Just an example. Let's see if we can see something here. So you see this push happened between London session, that 1 hour, that 1 4 hour candle from 1 in the morning to 5 in the morning. Here we are, select bar. Now let's see if we can see something. We can spot something. So if we use the accumulation distribution over here to figure this out, you can kind of see that we are at a level of support. We are trending to the upside on this. We're continuing to push up, right? So that's already giving me some bullish vibes. Now, at the end of the day, we are completely bullish. We're trending up. So that's one thing. I got two confluences to the upside, 100%. Now, if you're probably going to answer this right now, you're going to probably answer correctly. If there's one thing I can do to see where it can, see if this is a good entry to take right here, what would it be? There you go. We got to see the point of control, man. Let's say from here to here, for example. Oh, damn. All right, cool. So, I mean, we're bullish, man. We are completely freaking bullish on the point of control. Buyers are in control. We're bullish over here. Man, we're bullish all over, man. There's no point to be nervous. There's really no point to be nervous, right? So you start to notice, man, when you start running both of these things in confluence, man, it's one of the greatest things you can do, man. Let's see if we can find something here taking these cells, right? Let's see. So let's say right here in this area. Where are you at? There you go. All right, so one thing we're gonna notice, okay, cool. Looks like we're kind of ranging. I don't know what to do here. This looks very confusing. All right, let's get a leg. This would be one of the legs I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna look at this leg down right here, right? Let me take out fixed range volume profile. Let's lock in. Where are we? Oh, damn. Okay, right now, currently, as we speak right now, here, agent session, sellers are in control. So what are we going to do? Just wait. Now, I don't trade agent session, brother. Very rare. But notice here, everything is kind of aligning. So some of you guys might want to take this sell over here, but notice, if you're going to take a sell at fucking 10 o'clock at night, you're most likely going to lose. Well, I got lucky there because I kind of already knew where I was going. But don't trade London. Don't trade London. Don't trade Asian, brother. I promise you, man. I know it looks good here on replay mode, but I promise you, man, I'm like 50-50 in Asian, bro. I'm 50-50, all right? And I tell you that in the heart. I'll take 100 trades. I'll probably lose 50 and when I win 50 of them. You know what I'm saying? But as you guys can see, man, this was a solid... I told you, man, this was a solid, perfect trade right over here, man. I wish it was sooner, right? Well, later, I guess you could say. But this is what we're looking for, man, right? We have point of control right up here. Sellers are in control. We're breaking down all these lows. So we are taking the lows down here, taking the lows down here, right over here exactly. Boom, took out these lows and we ended up here. This is a great sell, man. This is showing me that we're most likely going to be super bearish. And then on top of that, we have our indicators, right? So now the indicators, I do want to just give you, I mean, come on, everybody knows what a simple moving average is. It's not a smooth moving average, it's a simple moving average, right? So the red one is the 50. The blue one is the 200 and the black one is the 300 SMA, which they say is called the heavyweight indicator overall direction. The red one, the 50 SMA, is more of a short-term direction. And then the blue one, which is my 200 SMA, is considered a medium long-term direction. So underneath, you already know we're bearish. Above, we are completely bullish, right? So this was a good example of a perfect sell opportunity that you could have taken using the point of control. You can use of course, your indicators. And then you have the accumulation distribution showing you this is 100% bearish. This would have been a great trade. This would have been a great trade, way better than a buy. Right? Way better than a buy. Correct? So let's keep going. So let's say we were to run this here. Oops. Right, bullish. We're bullish, right? Now I'm going to show you a common mistake. We're bullish 100%. We're going to the upside. We're super bullish over here. Now, over here, notice that if I do this, sorry, where are you, bro? I'm blind. So notice here, right? So this high, we're kind of already catching up to where this high is here. But we're down here. So let's say I were to, let's say, for example, just take this buy, right? Stop loss right there. You know, I'm just going to chase this trade. Now this is a great trade. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a winner, but you know what I'm talking about, right? And there's a high probability that you could lose that, man. Don't chase that, man. Don't chase that. It's hard to lose on this thing, brother. You know what I'm saying? But you know, let's just try to chase. Let's just try to chase. Let me just show you how it's working out. All right, what do we got over here? Right. So we got underneath the point of control. We're probably most likely on a fifth short. Now we are overall bullish, and you know, what am I seeing here? It looks really aggressive on the sell side. It is Asian session. I'm not trading that garbage. I don't trade Asian, brother. Let's see here. What do we have? Let's keep spreading this out. No homo. Okie dokie. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to bring this here to here. Where are we? That don't even look normal. I don't even look right, actually. But look at that, man. We are completely 100% bullish over here on the accumulation distribution. So let's say, for example, I don't want to use this. Let me just make sure it's not a lag. Let's say I go over here to here. Yeah, no, it's not a lag. Most likely we will be bullish, right? So 2:30 in the morning. Let's see what happens. I take this buy. Okay, I won the trade. So even though my fixed range volume profile indicator was not working, guess what, man? We were still completely freaking bullish on the AD. So the AD was bullish. The point of control was not even nowhere to be found. But yo, we were completely bullish, right? So it was a great trade. Don't get discouraged. I would have took that trade any day. This was December 16th. And did I even take that trade on December 16th? Turns out, no, I didn't. I took the sell over here though. But anyways, yeah, it's December, brother. So there we have a perfect example. Let's just do a little few more examples over here. Oh, I love ranges, man. Ranges are so good. Oh, wow. Look at this. Perfect. This looks good, man. Look at this, right? So notice the pattern, man. We're breaking the highs. We're in a range. We're in a range. Okay, cool. We got one confluence. We got one confluence over here. Let's say if I want to drag this here to here. Oh, man, we're bullish. We're bullish. Let's see what we got over here. Oh, no. Nope. Oh, damn. Okay. So let's say, for example, I want to run it from here to here. All right, there we have it. From here to here. Okay, cool. So this is right now underneath here, we're bearish. So let's say I were to trade against it, right? Let's say, for example, let me wait for one more bullish candle. Please give me a bullish candle. I'm going to give an example here. No, I just don't think so, guys. Honestly. Let's remove this. Now let's see. Does anything change? If I go from here to here. There you got it. Okay, cool. So from this area. We got some confluences here. We're bullish here on the accumulation distribution, right? Notice we're down here, but our last highs are up here. But on the accumulation distribution, we are breaking those highs. And now we have the point of control from this area to this area. We are bullish. I mean, are we going to go to the upside? Damn it, we did. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, this thing's so good, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this is so perfect, bro. So it's like, bro, this looked completely terrible. And dude, it's very hard to lose trading like this, brother. I'm telling you, it's very, very freaking hard to lose trading like this. All right. Hey, yo, don't forget, man. Yo, lock in, gang. A fucking $7 Discord, my boy. $7, man. We got all this in here. All right. So I just want to grow it, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'll be getting lonely sometimes. It's only been 2 days though. Today's day 2. Ain't nobody trying to talk, man. I'm trying to mentor people, man. Right? So anyways, guys. So as you guys can see, when you put them together, it's very great, man. It's super, super good. It's a solid, brother. You can't beat it, man. You know, I want you guys to keep practicing this. So remember, guys, we're using the accumulation distribution to see where we're breaking highs, where we're breaking lows. We create market structure on the AD. And if it breaks the highs on the AD, but we're not even breaking highs on the real price right now where it's at, notice, man, that's giving you a little head start. It's giving you a head start. Correct? And then when you use the point of control, just run it like a Fibonacci, brother. Sometimes it'll fix itself. Sometimes you can run it bad here or there, whatever candle. The line is going to show you still, regardless, where the point of control is, man. You know what I'm saying? But point of control, accumulation distribution, basic market structure, find your trend. Brother, it's very hard to freaking lose, man. I'm telling you, man, you gotta lock in. And you'll notice, man, you're not seeing a lot of traders trade like this because they don't know how to trade, man. You know what I'm saying? So, again, guys, this right here, the greatest thing you could possibly do. I promise you, lock in, brother. Yo, guys, also, yo, I switched to this broker, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, so it's a Christian faith-based broker, man. You can see it's called Elion Markets. If you guys know anything about the names of God, God has many names. Adonai, El Shaddai. Elion is one of them, right? And that is God the Most High, right? So now the minimum deposit is $100. Some brokers charge you $10 just to, to deposit, just to check. But brother, I mean, dude, it's ridiculous. But look at this, bro. Zero spread, and you only pay $3. You only pay $3, right? Brokers are charging up to $15 per raw spread, charging you $5 to open and close the trade. Brother, you're paying $20 a lot just to take a trade. Brother, you got to make like 3-4 pips before you can even see profit. Not over here, brother. You got no spread, and you only charging $3? Brother, this is institutional pricing, by the way, without institutional deposits. It does not get any better than that, right? So definitely lock in, my boys. Use my code. My code is, well, I don't really have a code. It's just an affiliate link. But hey, man, I got a deal, man. If I can get enough traders trading underneath me, man, hey, brother, the CEO promised me, man, he'll get my YouTube videos going crazy. He'll get me a full-time editor and all that, thumbnail maker, the whole 9 yards, my brother, So you don't really make money here as an affiliate, to be honest, with lots or none of that. But hey, man, this is where you guys should be trading, my brothers. I recommend you guys trade here. I want you guys to trade here. It's cheaper, it's more affordable, it's institutional, and nobody's making money off all your trades, right? I mean, what am I going to make? 10 cents? You're charging $3, man. Anywhere else, they're charging you $10, $15, $20 even, right? So definitely lock in, my brothers. Now, I do want to give you guys a part 2, but hey, man, lock in on the Discord. It's only $7, man. If you guys have any questions here, again, guys, bro, what's $7? Get in the Discord, man. Create a ticket with me. Have a conversation. You can bother me all damn month. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for you guys. Remember, if I can help you guys make some money, if I can use you guys as a testimonial, that's great, man. I get to grow the room, get to grow the brand. And of course, that's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking to get rich off nobody, but I am looking to grow my brand, right? And I am fully committed. And again, if there's anything about that Bible right there, my father, God ain't gonna bless a business you're not committed to. All right. So remember, guys, I don't want to make this too crazy long. This was just kind of like a, little summary. I do got more videos on my channel that go up to an hour long. But remember, guys, we're using the point of control fixed range volume profile indicator. We're using the accumulation distribution indicator. And we got the SMAs. If you guys want to learn how to use SMAs, I got them also on my channel as well. Right. But remember, it's just direction. Use them as psychological confluences of support and resistance, for example. Everything here is psychological, man, right? Just follow the trend, apply the indicators, see where the flow is, execute, man. Come on, brother. I love you guys, man. God bless you.